What's up, everybody? It's been a little bit. I wanted to give an update on all of the great stuff I have going on and just all the wonderful things that I learned in 2023. Last year was crazy, guys. Last year was nuts. Amongst other things, the business had its ups and downs last year. I got laid off back in August, so just a lot happened last year. Um, Issues with clients that had an impact on the business as well. But in spite of all of that, it was still a great year. And this year is going to be even better because I said I got laid off, so I had a lot of free time, and I have free time to focus exactly on what I desire to focus on. So I've been working on a community around human design and gene keys. And if you're not familiar with either of those, they're both tools that are used to help people discover how to best use their energy. They're a mix of astrology, the Kabbalah, the I Ching, which is ancient Chinese wisdom, and it's a synthesis of all these systems that were put together by a gentleman named Ru. And he had this divine download of all this information, and I've personally been following it and using this information for the past 4 years in my personal life. And I've also been using it with clients inside of the self trust system with my wife to great results. And it is a system and a personality system that helps you determine how to best use your energy so that you can have more ease, more flow in your life. And I really put it to the test. And it's a system, it's not actually a religion per se. You can't study it religiously, as I have been doing it for the past few years. But I'm finding that the wisdom and the knowledge within the system itself is worth the read and worth the study every day. And also learning how to work better with the things that I want to do. And really by following my strategy and my authority, which is part of the system, I have been able to really figure out what it is that I want to do and been seeing things in a different light going into 2024 and doing a lot of shadow work as well within all of that. So wanted to just make a quick video on what I got going on. So I'm doing some 30-day planning, and things that I have as priorities for myself as far as, I would say, the business side. We're gonna talk about family right after. So I'm going to be launching a new community. It's called soulsuccessful.co. You can go check out my 15-minute landing page that I put up a week or so ago. And I'm setting up this community for creators and innovators who want to use human design, want to use the gene keys and other ancient wisdom to help unlock their natural talents, their natural treasures, and find out what they're good at, what they're really put on this earth here to do, and to do it with ease, and do it with flow, and do it with fun, right? We want to do things with fun, do it with style, and make it uniquely ours. So I'm working on that community and planning on holding the first call for that community in a few weeks. It's going to be a totally open community, totally free to start, where I'm just going to be introducing people to this system and providing them with their free report. I'll post that as well. And I'm just planning on what I'm going to be doing to get ready for that. And I'm setting up a call. I need to get a Zoom account because I don't have a paid one, and also need to get back and start posting. So this is part of that plan as well, posting more online as we start the new year, and actually reviewing my last year and some of the goals I had, and also updating the landing page that I made. I'm also working on a course that's going to help me launch my community, right? So that's been really cool. It also includes a community of other people launching courses. So it's been very helpful, and it's good to get feedback from people within the community about the ideas that I have, and people inside the community are also excited about the community I'm launching as well. I've also been working on a content engine to really facilitate and streamline posting every day, so I can post to multiple platforms from just dropping a file in a Dropbox, right? So the idea is I drop a file into Google Drive. It's picked up by my automations. It's put into Airtable. tagged with a media content ID, and then from there I can facilitate it out to all the platforms, already automated, and not really have to go in and do the button click by click. So I want to make a streamlined automation where I just drop it in a Gmail, or sorry, drop it in Drive into a folder, and then I'm going to get a Slack message with a transcript and a description and some hashtags, things like that. And I can improve it going out to all my platforms there. And I built out most of the system. I built out what I'm calling the first phase of it. I just have probably this one automation here, this streamlined automation that's going to make my life a lot easier, because I'm looking to do content around the gene keys and around human design. And typically every morning I reflect on the design. I pull my cards. I think I brought them. Yeah. So I pull a card every morning for the gene keys or human design gates, and I reflect on them. And I typically do it, and I talk to my wife about the cards as well. Sometimes, like on Sundays, like today, we'll sit around and we'll each pull multiple cards. She's really been getting into tarot. Funny enough, I bought the tarot deck years ago, and she's the one who ended up using it. So pulling these cards, and there are 64 gates in human design, and each gate has a theme. There's different frequencies, different vibrations. So there's a shadow, then there's the gift, and then there's the city. So these are basically different levels of vibration you can have at each one of these gates and characteristics. So let's just like pull a card since we're here. So we got gate 8, the gate of the change maker. So for me, how this would apply right now, I'm looking to create this new community that's going to be, a little different than, your typical human design type business. A lot of times, people start with giving readings, and I do give readings, and those will be there, but it was going to be important that this space is for creators and innovators, the people and individuals that I love to be around and hang with, the people who I'm already hanging with. And when I introduce this information, these people, the creators and innovators, they're always curious. They always want to know more about themselves and always want to know and learn more. So at a minimum, they're always interested in what's going on. And so that makes things a lot, let's say, easier when you're introducing topics, or when you're trying to do something that brings you joy and not get resistance. So it's been really fun working with people, right? And that's important, fun. So change maker, I'm trying to do something new. I'm trying to become somebody new, right? I'm trying to make change in my life for this year, for 2024. As I mentioned, a lot of things happened in 2023, but I'm looking to put those things behind me, change my mindset, change how I'm thinking about them, and changing how I just picture my life this year. One of the big changes has been Sage, right? My son, he's 2. He'll be 2 in a week, and it's been interesting. He officially can get out of the crib, so I had to change. I converted the crib to a bed yesterday. So yesterday was a challenge with him coming in and out of the room. When it was bedtime, he did not nap yesterday. So my man was just going all day. I took a nap, but when I woke up, my wife was just so tired because he had just been up with her, and she thought she was gonna get a break when he was gonna take a nap, but not quite. And then last night, he didn't go to bed till 9 o'clock. And then we typically start bedtime at like 7. And so he was going back and forth, doing this dance, and my wife put some barrier so he couldn't get out the room, but he could open the door and yell if he needed something. So I guess that worked. And then this morning, when he got up at 8, he was screaming. He opened the door and screaming because he couldn't get over it. I didn't get over the barrier. So that's what's going on with that. And another one of my goals is to spend more time outside the house with him, get him outside more. He has a lot of energy, so I am making sure that we go to the park. I want to go to the museum today, so hopefully get a few things done here, have some lunch, and we're going to head to the museum for the afternoon. We're talking about the content engine, so get that going and posting videos like this. So, I can post this here, or I can do this video. I'm gonna drop it into a drive, and then hopefully within 20 minutes or so, it is on multiple platforms without a whole lot of editing and things need to be done. I'm gonna have ChatGPT do a summary of the description of the video for the captions on the different platforms, and then send it out. And then streamlining social media. That's what I'm talking about too. So that's the other goal. As I said, making this doing this with ease, having the automations, and then doing multiple postings a day. Because I'm doing a lot of, one thing I didn't talk about is making sure or simplifying my life really. And I'm putting everything in Notion. I'm just really trying to squeeze everything into Notion so I don't have to be on multiple platforms, on multiple social medias. Like everything eventually comes back to Notion or Airtable. And I think it's been pretty good because I can go to Notion every day. I can start my daily tasks. I recently readopted the Ultimate Brain. It's a product from, I forget this gentleman's name, but it's called the Ultimate Brain and the Creator's Companion. So basically it's a place for everything in my life, and I want to keep everything documented, my daily tasks. I've been doing a journaling habit in 2024. So I'm doing audio journaling. So every night I just recap my day, talk about how I feel, and then I have an automation to create a transcript, to create a summary, create action items, and then it comes to Notion, and I can put it in, or I can leave it there, right, into Notion, and I have those, and I can reflect back on them if I want to later. So I've been doing that and tracking my habits as well. I have a habit tracker inside of my Ultimate Brain. So the things that I do that I want to make sure I do every day: practice tennis, practice Spanish, brushing my teeth, doing some calisthenics, stretching, making sure I play with sage, meditate, a few other things that I make sure I do every day. I have it in a habit tracker, and I visualize the flow so that I can make sure that I'm hitting them. I think that's it. So I really wanted to just talk about what's coming up and things that I'm working on. I'm super excited about this year. This is really the first time maybe ever that I'm totally focused on something I'm doing, like just me. So my new project, soulsuccessful.co, is just me. I'm launching it, the self-trust company, which I've been working with my wife for the past few years while I was also working my 9 to 5. And she's been running with that, like really without me for a little bit, right? So it was important that we learn, and we learned this through human design, that we need our own separate projects. It's good to work together and work around each other, but we work best when we each have our own independent lane where we can go and apply our creative ideas, because we have a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration, and a lot of time we work together. I wouldn't know that we butt heads, but it just takes longer for the butter to churn when it's two people trying to figure out how to do it together versus, I have a unique idea and I've done a lot of the things that I would like to do before, and so I'm ready to go. Same with her. She has some ideas, she has things around design that she just wants to go with, and it's difficult to do it when you just have two people who kind of want to do the same thing. So we've learned that over the years, and so that's been part of the maturity of our working relationship, and we're finding synergies now. One of them is we find ourselves pretty much having church on Sundays, just me and her. I mentioned we've been pulling the human design cards and the tarot cards. So the things we do, we sit next to our altar. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about my spiritual awakening from 2023. That's the next video. But we sit next to our altar that we have, that we use to give homage to our ancestors and to the spirits, and we read some prayers from the prayer book, our prayer book, and then we also pull human design cards and tarot cards and reflect on the cards and the spirits that are with us in the moment. So we're gonna likely start doing those, and actually it's Sunday, so we may do one this evening. We'll see. And I say all that to get back to the point of wanting to do more of the things that come natural, things that we're doing already, and sharing the knowledge and wisdom we're learning with others in a more easeful fashion. So that's what we got going on, spending more time with family as well in 2024, and really taking it like one day at a time, not looking too far in the future. I'm just kind of being led by my design at this point, being led by the things I desire to do. And if it doesn't feel right, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do the things that feel good to me and have faith in the universe that it's gonna come through. And the thing about it is, this always came through. I've always had this faith. But now it just seems like I'm more stepping into it, and I have the space and the availability to accept it, right? And be ready to receive it. So keeping things simple, not looking too far in advance, planning 30 days in advance because things are changing really fast. And yeah, all other thing I'm looking at is GPTs with OpenAI and ChatGPT. They're going to be opening the store very quickly. Where think of like when the App Store came online, they had the first apps in the App Store. Think of it like that for ChatGPTs or GPTs, where you can create your own bots with not a whole lot of effort, or you have to know how to work with the prompts, but you don't have to learn how to code, and you can create these bots. We'll see if it explodes and people are able to monetize similar to they did with the App Store. I'm planning to do some more deep diving this week and possibly putting something together as a demo, which I'll share around some interesting use case I'll figure out this week. So hope everything is going well with you. Happy New Year, and